This computer. All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to this week's Sovereign Life Team Call. It's November 29th. We just finished our Life on Purpose event, which was huge. And as you can see, as a result of that, we have some new faces on the team, which I'm really excited to introduce everyone to. And I think that's a good place to start. Like, let's just do the intros. Let's get chatting, get well acquainted. I know I want to hear from both you, Zach, and Franny, just briefly, like what your take on the event was. Like, what was your biggest takeaway? How did you feel? Obviously, it led you to make a decision. So who wants to go first on that? And like, maybe like a brief little intro. Tell us one cool thing about yourself so everyone else can like get acquainted.
I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, so I'm Francesca. You guys can call me Franny. I really love the event. I think it was so cool just to see a team, but like also a community. Like, I don't know, like everyone from everywhere was there, right? To see like
Right.
you guys the products. And I thought that was super dope. And essentially I joined because it's products that you guys actually believe in. And when you guys were speaking about these products, like you were so passionate about it. It wasn't just like you were putting out bullshit. Like you're actually passionate about it and like it works. And I think that's the best thing is to like sell something and share something that like you actually love. Yeah, the water bottle, that was so cool. We have the water system, like Sam bought it and I like drink that water all the time, so I love it. Sell something no one would know. Oh, I hate. I don't even know.
I know.
Sam, do you want to say something that no one would know? I don't even know myself.
I think I don't think you want to say something no one would
know. What's something no one would know? I don't know.
Like about herself. Are you asking about herself?
Yeah, like one.
Oh yeah, tell us. Okay, what's something that you love to do outside of this?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like someone none of us would know. I play soccer.
Okay.
I'm playing soccer and I volunteer at a dog shelter because I love dogs and I love animals.
Tell me which one I want to come.
It's called Dog Tales in King City. There's like
I want to join.
There's horses
I'm
too.
gonna join.
I follow Dog Tales. I'm obsessed.
I'm done school in 2 weeks. Franny, I'm coming.
Yeah, come. We can walk dogs together. They're so cute.
There you go. We just connected. I'm gonna follow them too. I want to see what that's about.
Perfect.
Horses.
See, sometimes like we have the same hobbies and same beliefs, and we don't even know unless we talk about it. So I love that.
I know. Well, I love that.
It's so funny because in the purpose meditation on Saturday, I was seeing myself with horses.
That's awesome.
Horses are beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Zach. You're up.
I'm up. So yeah, like I already told you, Elena, like I kind of came to the event just to like kind of support you. And originally I was just going to do videography and photography. But I knew like the girls that I invited and I was going to bring, they would definitely be more interested in joining. I was kind of like, yeah, like I'm not doing this, like I'm just going. And then like I got there and like after all your speeches and like the demos and everything, I was like, okay, I am busy. Like I'm literally renovating my washroom right now. I work 9 to 5, like as an engineer. Like I have a landscaping company I operate on weekends. Like I literally have no time, but like it's not really about the time you have because it doesn't require that much time to do this if you do it well and you do it smart. So she dragged me in, recruited me, and here I am. But no, I see the opportunity for sure, and like I'm ready to get to work.
I love that.
And I don't know, fun fact about myself. You guys want to see my buddy helping me renovate over here? This is Nick.
Hi, Nick. I love that.
So yeah, I don't know. I like trades a lot, but like I said, I'm an engineer, but like I love working with my hands, and I love sports, basketball, soccer, like played like almost everything growing up, and yeah, that's about
awesome.
it.
That's awesome. Love that.
Well, we're excited.
You guys did a really good job. You guys did a really, really good job. All your speeches were amazing.
What was the biggest takeaway from the speeches?
Biggest takeaway.
Yeah, what like hooked you? What was like, okay, that's undeniable for me?
The speech, I don't know, like it was more that hooked me is the demonstrations, like the PH one was definitely like you can physically see that.
Right.
You're like, yeah, that's my station. So anyway, that's my treatment. But yeah, no, that was like when you can really see like the effects, because it's one thing to just tell someone something, but when you actually like show them, even like the dual meg and like when
Mhm.
you did the demo on me, Elena, and then I was like moving different, like
Yeah.
all that is like it's proof and it's like right away. It's not, oh, you'll see it in 2 weeks. It's like immediate visuals that are
cool.
immediate. So yeah, those were kind of the ones. It wasn't really the speeches, more of like the demos that got me.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good to know, especially just for like strategy on
Right.
like in the future, like when we want to collaborate on, filming demos and posting about them and creating ads, like that's great stuff to know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think even just that as a testament to the fact that like these in-person events are so powerful because, and this has been true for Nikken in their entire history, it's like we can educate and we're definitely coming to a point where more and more people are receptive to the education behind it. But the minute you get someone in contact with one of these products and you do a demo, the products speak for themselves. It's like you don't have to think about it intuitively. They're like, yeah, this makes sense. And I actually just wanted to make note because Zach did mention, he has a background in sports. He's passionate about sports, but he has an entire strategy and approach that I definitely want to learn from with respect to starting to market even some of the products, the energy products, the sport bottle for athletes. We have a lot of people like athletic, or there's a what's it called, pro tennis player, like a lot of athletes in general who've endorsed Nikken and spoken about like the athletic advantage. So I think this is going to be a really cool strategy to learn from and to kind of integrate. So we're
Mhm.
excited.
It says they sell themselves.
They do.
Everyone should have a Meg. That's a good note. Invest in a Meg Duo and insoles. The best way to show the products.
Yeah, those two products right there.
Great
Like I
stuff.
literally will go anywhere with them. You can always have them on hand, and they're just
Yeah.
so easy. I brought mine to
And
Mexico.
I use them for myself to keep me good,
Yeah.
my knees good.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Moya. Hi.
Yes.
Moya, was Moya at the event?
No.
No, the event.
Oh, so who have you joined under?
Cat.
Kat. Oh, and Kat's here. Great. Well, Kat, would you mind introducing us to Moya?
Yes, so Moya is a young mom and she's, very hardworking, very dedicated. So she's looking to, of course, achieve time freedom for herself, but also for her family and, not only create a wellness home for herself, but also, share these products and share the technology and the value that Nikken and Sovereign Life is offering, to other people as well. So she just got started, so she still has to invest into her products and whatnot. So we're super excited to see, what she wants to get started with. We have a call with Sophia tomorrow, but she's definitely someone who is very determined and will definitely put her family first. So I'm super excited for her to be here and be part of the team.
Awesome. Thank
love
you. And Moya, what drew you in? What made you want to be part of this team? And then tell us something about yourself.
Thank you for that intro, Kat. What drew me in was seeing how it worked for Kat. Like Kat showed me how she herself went to Sophia's house, tried it out herself, and just seeing like how excited about it she was. That was for me really big. I'm big on getting back like into a more healthier lifestyle. As Kat mentioned, I am a mom of 2 kids, so I do want to lead by example with them. And I feel like obviously, getting it back into a working out steadily, routine, consistently, eating healthier, just showing them that it can be done, and therefore they're following in my footsteps. I feel like Nikken and Sovereign Life aligns with that goal of mine, and I feel like this is the perfect chance for me to really implement that and be committed. So that is that. Something about me. Oh yeah, I'm a mom of 2. I have 2 girls. They are 6 and 4. I what else about me? I don't know. I feel like I like this pretty much simple. I'm from Toronto. I grew up here. I was raised here, born here, grew up here. Recently, got connected with Kath through IM Academy actually, and we got to meet in person in Texas. So yeah, that was fun.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to meet you in person. I'm glad you're in Toronto so we can
Yeah.
connect.
Most of us on this call, or is everyone for the most part? Yeah,
Well,
right?
actually, I wanted to maybe Kat, if you can turn your cameras on, but I don't think you guys have actually met Tiana either. Tiana has been a part of our team for a while, but she lives in Vancouver.
Oh, right.
So she wasn't able to join our event. But yeah, Tiana, I don't know if you want to share something with the team because I don't think anyone has met her yet, right? Here, other than us three.
I've met
so.
Samantha.
Sam did.
And then
Sam,
I think
right? You
Kat-
met Sam on
I met
Zoom.
Kat, I think, yeah, on Zoom, sadly.
Yeah, and you did meet Kat.
Yeah, briefly. What was the prompt? Just something no one knows about me?
Oh,
Like just
Or no, I was just gonna share something about why you're here.
oh my gosh. We just got off of a really nice call, Savannah, Elena, and it's like kind of re-emerging into the business. I've had a really busy semester with school, but I was saying to them that every time I talk about Nikan with my friends or like my sister, I get really excited and like just start to feel the energy of this community. And you know, the forward mindset, the projected mindset and idea of what your life could be like that's existing outside of this like framework and structure that our society, kind of majority of our society, exists within. And having the independence, the freedom, financially, and also like being able to travel to wherever
Yeah.
I want, to build connections, to have a like-minded community, I think is really, really important. And so I think it's quite a beautiful thing that we've all come together and found each other in our mutual appreciation for helping people and just being elevated human beings and being conscious of our environments. I think that's so important.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Also,
Happy to
Sophia,
have you.
you're in Mexico. I just like looked at your picture and was like, holy crap, she's in Mexico. Amazing.
She's typing because she can't talk right now.
Okay, I was like, she's nodding. Like,
But on that note, beyond congratulating all the new faces that we have, because I do want to say like that's a huge step for each of you guys making the decision to literally start your own business, because that's essentially what you did. I want to congratulate Sam Macri because she just reached silver in 2 months. Right? This was a 60-day period that took place. This girl's been a powerhouse from day one.
Yeah.
She's hungry and she went to work. And by work, I mean asking the right questions, speaking to whoever she needs to speak to, learning as much as possible to get the job done. And I know, Sam, you've had a lot of positive results from the in-homes and from connecting with people. But I also know, at least from what I've noticed in you, that you're not afraid to speak about this to others. You don't shy away from sharing the message that Nikan holds, sharing the philosophy, sharing about the products and the technology. So I would love to know from you, number one, what instilled such strong beliefs, because I know a lot of us can find ourselves facing resistance when it comes to getting this thing started, and what your experience was like over the last 2 months. Like what worked for you? What really made that shift?
Thanks, Elena. I'm actually like still very happy, like still taking it in that I'm silver. But yeah, it was over 2 months. I think I really work well with speaking about the products, and it truly is like I think what kicked it off for me was in one of our first meetings that we had when I first started. You guys asked like us questions that we had to write down, and it was like, what do you think about the business? What do you think about the products? And then something else. And when you were like, all of these need to be a 10, that for me was like when it clicked, and I was like, honestly, you're so right. And at that point was when I like invested in my business and I bought a bunch of stuff for myself. And I was like, also I committed to like a vision for myself. So at the time I was like, I'm going to use Nikan as a tool to pay for, at the time it was a trip or a goal that I had. And with that in mind, like I went full force and was just continuously like finding people to talk to about the products and everything. And at any point, like try and see if people were interested in learning more about the business. And that's really what started it with me. And I think like the most important thing was leaning on my support system, which is like my family. So that's kind of where I started with getting sales, was doing an in-home at my own home with my close family there. And once they learned about the products, they got to try the demos the same way everyone did at the event this weekend. It really, like Zach said, like put into perspective, like, wow, this is like a tangible thing that actually works. And there's so much value in having like this help. So from there, my mom had also become my biggest supporter, and she was telling people about like the products she uses now and all those things. And so people were reaching out, and it kind of just grew my network from there. So yeah.
Bond. Yeah. I think you make a really important, like, I think that's an important strategy to touch on, in the fact that, when it comes to this technology and these products, who are the first people you want to share it with? Your friends and your family. That's where it starts, right? Well, number one, it starts with your own belief in the products. And like you said, you invested in your products because you realized if your belief is not at a 10, then you got no business going around talking to other people about this, right? It's not coming from a place of integrity. So I think that's number one, where it starts. And then number two, it's the pebble in the pond, the ripple effect. Start to share that with the people that you care the most about. Get them trying it out. And from there, that takes a course of its own. But I want to ask you, and I guess I can open this up to, a few of the members on the team who have been here for some time now. For those that are just getting started, they haven't bought products, they're just at the seedling of their business, what kind of advice would you give them to get started?
I would say, like, just don't be afraid to talk to people about it, or like I find it so easy to organically bring up Nikken or like the products in general, and then kind of get into the business. So like people are interested, and people like have issues that they need help fixing, and Nikken can help them with it. So it's so worth it to just, talk and see what happens. And then as well as talk, listen to hear what they're looking for. And I think like it's a good balance to even get the feedback from why or why not they like the product, and then kind of tailoring how you talk to other people the same, like from their feedback.
Right.
And I want to know, so I just want to ask you because you were somebody who took initiative like from the start. No one had to tell you to. You just did. And I want to know, is that something that's, that's just how you are? Or was it a choice that you had to make? Was there something like what made you make that decision to just go into it and make that choice for yourself?
I definitely like to think that I take initiative, and I like definitely try and implement that regularly. But honestly, when I took this whole, like when I did my first in-home, it first came up as like an idea I had to Sophia, and in one of our first touch bases, and she was like, okay, great. She's like, yes, we'll talk to Mike about it. And then Mike came in and he was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and this. And at that moment I was like so overwhelmed. And then like Sophia afterwards got on the call with me, and she could tell how overwhelmed and scared I was. And she was like, Sam, she's like, do not like psych yourself out, because you can do it. And like when I told myself that I could, that was when like I really just had to shift my perspective and go forward with it. So it's definitely like an overwhelming feeling at first, but it's like getting over that hump of being like, I can't do this, to being like, I'm gonna do it regardless, and I'm just gonna make it happen. So
love that. That's a
but
great
yeah, so literally witnessed me having like a full-on breakdown, being like, I can't do this. And she's like, yes, you can.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
she was hitting the terror barrier,
Right,
it's coming
right.
up like it does for many of us.
That.
You have to be able to recognize when it's in front of you and say, I'm not going to continue to believe this story that's in front of me. I'm going to instead choose to push forward. I'm going to choose to believe that I can. I'm going to choose to look for solutions and not for problems.
Right.
And I'm so proud of you, Sam. Like just seeing your growth, even over the last 60 days, has been insane. And the second in-home we did this month, Sam didn't even have to like plan. It was the mom's friend was then reaching out to her saying, hey, can you like come show us these products? Because now Sam's mom was talking about the products because she had a great product experience. And when we were at the second in-home, I'm speaking and Sam's like jumping in and being like, oh yeah, my sister, she loves that. When she got that, this happened. And my dad, like, this was what he said when he first slept on the sleep system. So now, because she's exposed like her family to it, she has all these testimonials that she can then bring,
Right.
forward, and they're like tools in her toolkit,
Right.
right? So that's how it happens. And Sam, and like in that one in-home we did this month, because it was double PV, we did like over 5,000 points.
I
in
know.
one night, guys, in like
I
3
know.
hours. That's the power of the in-home, and power of having like the right people in front of you as well.
Mhm.
But Sam, I also want you to share, because it's important, because we are in a business and we are out here making money. How much money did you make in your first month?
I have to go back to our message. Actually, I don't remember, but it was I want to say like upwards of $1,300 in my first month, and that was also because of the bonus that was happening, that Mike was doing as well. And I was like, I'm getting that bonus, like I'm doing good things to get there. And that was when I literally invested in products for myself as well, because I was like, I'm gonna make it back when I get this bonus, and it's only gonna help my business as well. And then this month, or in the last month too, like I've gotten just under $1,000, like just in last month. So it's like,
Oh, this is like just in like retail commissions, not the bonuses, because the bonuses
No.
hasn't hit yet.
yeah.
Oh my
So-
God. Okay,
Wow.
so
I'm
I have
like,
Crushing it.
I have a follow-up question to that then, just a brief one. So if you don't mind also sharing this. how much
I was
did-
getting questioned.
Well, because we got such a great success story here. Like we need to pick her brain, because at the end of the day, the rest of us can learn from it, right? So how much did you invest in your own products? What did you invest in and why?
I started with the insoles, which I just think are the most important, because I personally have really bad ankles and knees, like broken them, have torn my ACL, like have so many issues. So got the insoles. I got the Mag Duo because I think it's like the perfect thing to bring around with me and like use on other people. And like the amount of times I've demoed it on people just randomly, like I love doing that.
Yeah.
And then I invested in a bunch of nutritionals, because like I personally care about my like what I'm intaking in my body. So like the immunity pill for me was like a big one, because I think people are always looking for ways to be healthy, as like stay healthy.
Right.
The green enzymes one, because it's such an amazing way to get like your greens, and the digestion one.
Mhm.
And I'm honestly like looking really forward to seeing the results of the digestion one, because I've always had stomach problems. So like I'm really hoping it gives me good results so that I can share that with other people, because I
Yeah.
know that's a big problem across the board. And then my parents invested in the Nature Fit, so the fitted sheet, which like they rave about, the pillow we got, the seat cover as well. And I'm actually going to buy another one for myself now, because I actually just started a new job today, which is going to be work from home. So I need one as well. So I'm so excited. And I honestly, like in that second in-home that I had, one of the family members was like, can I try it out? Like, can I keep the seat? And I was like, I actually am borrowing it from my sister, and she would not let me pry it out of her hands. So there's no way. But even if I can like let people try the seat, because I think it's such a perfect segue to the sleep systems,
Yep.
and like people can try it out, then like that's an amazing small thing that you can bring with you places, or that you can let people borrow. So I think that seat is like super, super helpful.
Yeah.
And also what I did too in our last in-home was I actually recorded, because I knew Sophia was leaving. I recorded our in-home session, because
Guys, I didn't know she was doing this.
but I just did a voice memo like recording, so that I could like transcribe all of everything that Sophia said, so that way I could
I
practice.
do that too. That's really good. You do
So I
that.
could practice.
I do the same
And I
thing.
just have to and I'm so happy I did, because like I've actually learned so much, and I just have to edit it so that it like make sure it sounds correct. But I'm gonna add that to the group Google Docs, just so that everyone can have it. And then I also so my mom was still talking about the sleep system, so her friends like wanted to know more about it, and they were all in Florida. So I, with the writing that I had written up from the in-home, I basically did a like breakdown of like all the different energies and like how they're implemented into the sleep system. So like a little 1-page write-up about why the sleep system's important and all that stuff. And then I send that off in an email to like the friends who are interested in it. So that way they like have something to go off of as well. But I can also add to the
Wow.
Damn, that's amazing.
Amazing.
See,
Amazing.
that's like
That's
acting like a
weird.
business owner. Like you're thinking for yourself. I think that's
Yeah.
the most important thing. When you no longer become reliant on somebody else to motivate you, and you're just like, okay, what do I need for my business to run?
Yep.
And
Yep.
you get
Sam,
to go
I
out
would
and do
love
it.
all those resources. I think the team would too. That'd
Yeah.
be
And I
great.
also just want to put this out there, guys. Anyone who wants to do an in-home, pop me up on Zoom. Okay, yes, Ellen and Savannah are there for you to
Yeah.
leverage. Also,
I feel
Sam
confident doing them.
Sam is experienced now, so you can ask her to help you out as well.
Yeah.
And also, like, I will put me on a Zoom screen and I will talk to your guests like over Zoom.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. I actually think it would be really great. And then I could have you guys doing like the demos there while I'm just like explaining it.
Yeah.
And I think it would
Mhm.
be
Solid.
great.
That's solid.
You know, this is 2021 and how we do work
Great.
nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam,
I
I'm so proud of
definitely-
you.
I think for every person who's like just starting out, I think like doing an in-home of any sort with any people that you know, like is such a great way to start your business. Because it's just like such a perfect way to introduce people to what you're even working on. Like, because then if you're just like randomly start posting about it or whatever, and no one's even heard you talk about it or like seen it in action, then they're less like willing to support you, I think.
Definitely.
Mm.
I think that's
Like
definitely-
even from our event, like I had so many people feedback saying like, okay, yeah, like I saw a little bit of what you were doing online and it looked cool, but I had no idea that it was like all of this, you
Yes.
know, like when it's in person, people have like a full experience
right.
of like the product, the business, like really what is Nika, and you can't fully get it through a screen,
Yeah.
you know, or like in a like story post or in an Instagram post. Like it has to be more interactive.
Right. And on that note, I want to ask this question. Well, we'll put it out there. People can think about it. And then I want to recognize another person as well. But because of how effective these in-homes are, and because of the fact that we already did an event as a group, we had such an incredible experience. We had such an incredible outcome as a result of it. I want to know of everyone that's here who would be interested in essentially like plug and play, same kind of event within the month of December. Because I know
Yeah.
Jen and I have already talked about it, and we've expressed interest in literally doing something like that again and getting everyone to, because there were people who responded to me that wanted to come, but they just weren't available that day. And especially now that we have new members to take advantage of all the incentives that are on the table with our company, this would be such a great way to introduce people into what it is that you're doing and to see the network that we're building.
And I know Christmas is a tough time, so
I
I
know.
feel like November. I feel like before December 20th or maybe December 20th. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
The double PV is only till the 17th.
17th, I know. So I'm wondering if we could even squeeze it in right before. I know that only gives us,
Yeah.
but the
It won't take us that much effort though. Realistically, we could just do the exact same thing. We already have to.
Literally nothing to plan, guys. It's like a plug and play of the last event. You guys literally just need to show up and invite the hell out of this. Like,
And we can do it at my dad's house. I did talk to him about it. It's a possibility.
yeah,
So in that case,
it's November 29th right now.
who would be interested
Yeah.
in coming?
I'd definitely be interested. You just gotta tell me the days that work, and then I gotta let you know if it works.
Okay. There's an echo.
Anyone else?
I know you're obviously not. Oh. Is it just Sam?
No one else wants to join?
It's kind of a lot to process at once. Maybe have a moment to think about it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
yeah,
like-
the opportunity that we have right now with the double PV is like, it's the next level. Like there's very few opportunities like this to advance in rank this quickly.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we are getting the most out of it.
Yeah.
And allowing like all the newer members on our team to get the most out of it as well.
I think in
So-
either case, we'll still do an in-home.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say
We'll
that.
we'll do whatever we can, but we are gonna be hosting something. So if you guys want to be part of it,
Yeah,
say something in the chat, let
Yeah.
us know.
think about it. We'll come back to it maybe at the end of the call, but
Computer.
we will and do individual in-homes. It's just a great opportunity to leverage the collective effort, and just have everyone in one space. So you guys think about it, let us
We
know.
are going, we're taking a lot of time here because we do have a lot we want to talk about, but there are two more things that we do have to mention. One of them, I want to congratulate Sam Centofonte for selling a waterfall
Mhm.
at the event. So congratulations, Sam. It's a big, how much PPV did you gain? Like 1,000 or
Just under.
just under 1,000 because of the double PPV.
Right.
Friend, is it muted?
Yeah, it is.
You guys in the same room?
Sorry, this is like tripping me out. We have to like unmute one.
Not,
I don't
yeah.
know. I need to check my site. I'm not sure.
I think it's
I
just
got you. I'm gonna check it right now.
it's just under 1,000.
Yeah, I want to congratulate her because that's
Not just
that's huge,
not just on selling a waterfall, but that was Sam's first sale. So congratulations, Sam. Like that's huge. Where there's one, there's more, So
Absolutely.
Yes, of course, Shelby. Well, before we get into it, Shelby just said that's another thing that we need to bring up is we have also a new team member. Soph, do you want to introduce Shelby?
yes. Oh my goodness, guys. So grateful to have Shelby here. Me and Shelby met at a
Shelby, if
girls'
you can
cottage
turn your
weekend.
camera on for like a second, just so we can.
For sure. Yeah.
There
Hey
we
guys,
go.
Hi.
I totally forgot about the call. So I'm like laying in bed with my dog and my book.
It's okay.
Coming.
Thanks for tuning in either way. And thanks for, it's something that you're going to get used to as you go on. It's just making a habit of like, making this part of your schedule every week and making it a
Sure. Yeah.
priority. But guys, Shelby is amazing. So Shelby has quite an interesting story. She's been working with the government for the last 13 years. And she's at a point in her life where she's starting to realize that her line of work isn't really aligned with who she is and the things that she values. And she's really into holistic wellness and building community. And I know that her dream is actually to build a healing center. She lives right now in Quebec. Where in Quebec are you living, Shelby?
It's like an hour and a bit outside of Ottawa. So it's it's
I
called
can't believe
Toronto.
you drove to our event.
She drove all the way to come to the event.
Like, what? How long did that take you? Like 4 hours?
Yeah,
More
like
than
4.5. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Look
that?
at
That's
that.
amazing.
It was worth
That's
it for sure.
commitment.
Like, yeah, there was a lot of value there. So I'm really happy that we were able to attend, and it was kind of like a mini vacation. Stayed in a hotel room. So yeah, it was nice, but I definitely want to learn about the in-homes. I think they sound like an incredible opportunity, like basically like a mini event that you guys just threw once I get my products and stuff. But yeah, like the distance, I would love to come to Toronto every weekend for like different events. I don't know how like realistic that would be, but let me know dates and I'll definitely do my best to make it work. But
but at
congrats,
the end of the day, like we want you to be able to host an in-home in your home for your network, for your friends, for your family. And I can help you with that. Even though I may not be physically present, the chances are, even if I was in Toronto, I wouldn't be physically present for it. So that's why we can leverage tools like Zoom, where you can have the products there and I can give you some of the information to look over, to memorize, so that when you're asked questions, you know how to handle them. And if you don't, you always have me there as a backup, right? I'll always be there. I could do a presentation and introduce your friends and family to Niken at the in-home event. And then you can go and give them do the demos with them and that kind of thing. So it's going to be really interesting navigating this like more long distance. But I think that's a really great thing, because it means that our business can be anywhere at any time, and that we can have a global network, right? So we're building the future, guys. Like, We're doing it right
And
here, right now.
Actually, it's crazy to actually like conceptualize. Like, I don't know, obviously this is the first I've ever heard of Nikken, and I don't know anybody in Ottawa who even knows about this. Like, everyone kind of has heard about magnetic healing, right? Like you've seen the necklaces before, not the Nikken brand, but you've seen the wraps before, but bringing all of the, you know, the far infrared technology and the ions into it. It's definitely an exciting opportunity. Like, it's brand new, right? Like, you guys are, I feel like we're kind of like right at the beginning, like before anybody really even knows about the company or the products. So yeah, I'm excited. I really do want to learn.
And well, you know, Shelby, you also like message Sophia or my dad, because my dad's got downline in Ottawa, I'm sure. And 100%, like if you wanted to do an in-home, I'm sure somebody would be more than happy to come and help you do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
So
that's
Yeah.
the power of this, is you can leverage from people anywhere.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
want to help you. So yeah, if that's something you're looking into doing, like Soph can definitely get you in contact with someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll set up a call this week, Shelby. But I just wanted to welcome you to the team.
Thank
And
you.
just tell the team a little bit about you. Like, Shelby she really, like, her dream is to create like a healing center where she lives, a place where people can gather and you can have all sorts of holistic healing methods there. And I think it's a really, really beautiful vision. And I'm so excited that you're finally taking the leap and you're looking into like, what are my options? Shelby's also starting her own brand called Ritual. You can drop the handle in the chat, Shelby. And she's creating her own like energy cleansing kits and this kind of thing, just to help you, you know, be more mindful in your day-to-day life. And I think just everything that you stand for, everything that you value and are now sharing with the world, I have so much respect for you, and I'm so grateful to have you on our team. And I think that everything we're doing, like it's just the alignment is so perfect there. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel it too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shelby.
Okay. What do we have? I think, did we cover all new members? Did we introduce everyone? Everyone's well acquainted, because I think we're going to move on to the next thing, which I think is, sorry. Okay. So first things first, this Thursday. So every week, part of the weekly rhythm with our team. So we have our Monday night calls, which tonight was at 9 p.m., but I feel like for the most part, they're going to be 8 p.m. on Mondays. Yeah. Say that. Okay, so Monday night calls, which I strongly advise everybody tap into, because again, like, this is the community that we're building. We've actually started to notice that when you start to feel like resistance from, you know, everything else that's going on around you, people who don't necessarily understand where you're coming from, this is the community you leverage. We need to tap into this to build our own, you know, confidence and strength in what it is that we're creating, your own confidence and strength as a business owner, as well as to continue to learn and evolve, right?
And consistency of showing up is really what allows you to learn how to take on that leadership role.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about this, and I know sometimes people can't make all the calls. You'll probably have people join you that can't make all the calls. And we've even talked about, you know, maybe we need to have more calls. And these other calls would be one of you guys leading it. We'd want one of you guys to take on a step and have your own opportunity to be a leader in your own business. So of course it's not going to happen right now unless it's something you're ready for, but it's something to think about and something to think, like, as we have these calls and you see the way we guide them and lead them, have your own ideas, and
here you want to be.
Yeah, keep it in mind.
Yeah. So with that being said, another part of our weekly rhythm, that we have in place is our Thursday night What It Takes calls. And so because of all the new faces that we have this Thursday, we want to encourage all of our new members especially to join the call. It's going to be at 8 p.m. And it's what we essentially call the What Conversation. So this is going to be an entire PowerPoint presentation by my uncle, essentially, where you're going to learn about the launch strategy and process, as well as comp plan. So a lot of like the ins and outs of the business and how to leverage that to continue to grow and evolve over the next 90 days. So I think that's consider it your orientation. That's what I've been saying. If you need to learn, become educated and trained in how this business works, that is a call that needs to take place. So I think it's great that we have so many new members because we can do that together. I will be there. And again, I encourage every new member as well as their sponsor to be present on that call on Thursday night. So that's the first one. You'll get obviously all the information to the link and everything. I think it's the same link as this one. And then beyond that, this weekend, so this happens once a year. This is what we consider within, NECANN and as well as within the network marketing industry, a very big event. By big event, we mean an opportunity or an experience that you have as a business owner that creates a paradigm shift for yourself that leads you to take action in your business. Some type of decision that's made, some sort of motivation that's created and cultivated as a result of hearing from people who are very much living and doing the very thing that you want to be doing. People, this is the best of the best in the industry, essentially. You're going to hear their stories. You're going to learn from their stories. You're going to hear, some of their best practices when it comes to building out their business, building out their network.
Yeah.
And
guys, these are people making $1 million in a month.
Yeah.
With network marketing. Like, you don't want to miss it.
Yes.
The value that is shared in this,
yes,
like, it's the ticket price is like not even comparison to like the value that is offered in the event. You know what I mean?
You remember our first live, the first live that me and Elena did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that on your page still where we talked about our
Yeah.
experience?
It is.
So guys, if you wanna get a gist of what you'll get from this type of event, go on Sophia's profile and look at her what is it called?
It's an IGTV video that I did a
And it
few
was-
months back.
It was when
Let
we
me get it.
attended a workshop with Eric. Eric Worre was also hosting it, and it was called Women in Network Marketing, and we shared our experience on it, how it
Most
impacted
powerful
us.
woman event recap is
Yeah.
what you want to go.
Yeah, so take a look at that, and you'll get a gist of, at least how it impacted us.
Yeah, this is
And
like
it was great. We were just starting, like we barely even started yet.
Yeah, but I can tell you the energy that we felt, and this was just like virtually, like obviously we're going to get to a point where these events are going to start to take place in person again, but just the energy alone of being part of an experience like that for 3 days straight too, like think of it like kind of like a cocoon where all you're getting is just fed information for your own personal development and growth, and to be able to then apply that to how you operate your business, how you grow your business, right? So it's literally like an accelerated crash course on how to be a professional network marketer, how to be a professional business owner. You get to connect with the community too. And so I can tell you the energy that you feel and the inspiration, the motivation that you get from an experience like that is unparalleled anywhere else. So with that being said, my uncle is offering 3 more tickets for someone who's willing to commit to viewing at least one of those.
I think it's 2 now, actually.
2.
Because Tiana, you messaged him, right? So I think it's 2 now.
Oh no, guys. I can hear my dad in the background talking about a parking ticket that I got a couple weeks ago that I forgot to deal with. Anyways, side note, I'm gonna knock on my door very shortly. But in any case, so my uncle's got 2 more tickets. And what he's essentially prepared to do is front the cost of those 2 tickets for anyone on the team who's willing to commit to at least one of the days, because it is December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And he shared the event schedule in the group. Oh, there he is.
Oh wow, there he is. Perfect timing.
He shared
I
it
would
talking about you
in the group.
Yeah.
But
I would keep in mind.
Hi there. I just finished my call, so it's the recording thing's doing its thing. So I just thought I'd check in and say hi to everybody.
We're talking about GoPro right now.
We're talking about GoPro.
I just finished talking about GoPro. All right. So do you want to hear my take on it?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. It's one thing. First of all, your business is only as good as you. I mean, your ability to attract into your life, into your consciousness, is a function of your vision of yourself and your future. And that is about being inspired. And where do you get that imagination to see the future? Is you're inspired somehow, some way. And in NECANN, in business, there are people that come along that give you that inspiration and that hope that maybe I could be like them one day, or maybe I could have what they have one day. In our business, because it's really a business of inviting people to be the best that they can be, we need those opportunities to inspire people with regularity. And I just got off my call. My call had some really inspirational stories. We got a new gold, we got 2 new silvers. We heard some we heard some testimonials of how one person, her whole life changed because of the Nikken sport bottle. And that's the one who went gold because that sport bottle changed her life. And all of a sudden she bought 30 of them for her employees at her business. And then she started promoting it. And here she is 3 months later, she's a gold. It's like that. It's those moments of inspiration that change the game for all of us, that level us up. And so anytime you can get in a situation where you can be inspired authentically, where you're not on the outside looking in, but you can sort of feel yourself on the inside for the first time or closer to the fire, those are things that are going to move you in life.
Mm.
And so association with some of the power players in our industry is going to move you in life. I've had amazing associations, like people with Bob Proctor, like the likes of Bob Proctor, $1 million a year earners, $1 million a month earners. I met a guy who made $2 million a month in Nikken in Japan. We called him the $2 million man. So when you have those moments where you're in the proximity of this success, it inspires something in you. And that is what feeds your imagination, and what feeds your imagination attracts to you through the law of attraction, the circumstances that are going to reveal themselves in your life. So we do this on purpose as leaders in Nikken. We create opportunities for people to be inspired. For instance, we do our monthly event, Nikken does Seikokai, the convention, the annual convention, these types of meetings. The more we do that, the better it is, because you just don't know who, when, what is going to inspire somebody. But I'll tell you one thing I know for sure. GoPro, bar none, is the single most inspirational, educational 3 days of the industry globally. So you're not going to get any closer to the magic than you are at that event. And so even if you had an hour at that event, or 2 hours, or a day, or 2 days, or of course, if you get the whole thing in, you're going to come out of that event not the same person. Guaranteed, you can't be the same person. There's something that happens inside of you that makes you not the same person. And here's what I tell people, you can go into this next weekend, the same person, come out of that weekend the same person, because you did nothing different, nothing really. You went to the same bar, you went to the same restaurant, you went to the same friends, whatever, nothing changed. So the next week goes by, the next month goes by, the next year goes by, and nothing really changed. Why? Because you weren't inspired. But you could go to an event like this, and one person says one thing. Girls, all 3 of you, Sophia, one person from the event that inspired you.
I was really inspired by the owner of It Cosmetics, the one who created It Cosmetics, because she for like years was turned down. She said like that she was like, her product would never succeed. She said that she could never market her product because she didn't have the look. She wasn't like beautiful or slim enough to market the product that she was selling. And then years later, when she was super successful, those same people came back to her and said to her, like, like we messed up, and they work for her now. So that was a story that was like so inspiring, because it really was about resilience and like never giving up, no matter how many times somebody tells you no, and that you can't do it and that you're unworthy. This woman, she just knew in her heart and her soul that she had to push forward. And like now I don't even know what her net worth is, but she's a self-made billionaire. She's a billionaire with a B. So
in her lifetime. So there you go, guys. What's your financial ambition?
I want to add to
Savannah,
that.
who were you inspired by?
Well, she was one of them, but if I had to name another person, it would be Jessie Lee.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
I think what they both had in common is that the reason they succeeded was because they stood in their truth. The reason the girl from It Cosmetics succeeded was because they didn't want her to market authentically because it didn't fit what was typically done. But she felt that her audience would resonate with authenticity, with showing skin that wasn't perfect, and then showing how the products made it different. Jessie Lee was the same way. She marketed herself by she's a loud person. She's very high energy, and not everybody chooses to run their business like that. But she was successful because she stood in who she was and she leveraged who she was. And that's what stood out to me the most, is that every one of them that were successful, they learned to be themselves and be comfortable in it. And even if other people didn't resonate with it, Jessie Lee, if you follow her, she still talks about and posts how people say no to her all the time and say she's scamming people and all of this, but she's worth billions of dollars. So who do you think is actually right in that equation?
Elena, who was your inspiration?
I mean, I honestly, there were a couple that stood out to me. Dr. Shefali stood out to me because she goes into how, you know, your mental paradigms, really taking accountability for the position you're in your life by recognizing how all of these positions have been created by you, yourself, and the beliefs that you hold to be true about yourself. But I agree with what Savannah was saying. The reason why both Jessie Lee and the owner of It Cosmetics stood out the most is because of their integrity. You know, how do you have an influence in this life? You take a position, you hone a belief, and you share that with as much integrity and authenticity as possible, and you make no apologies for it, right?
Wait, so neither of you are going to talk about Stormy?
I was waiting for somebody to say Stormy.
Stormy, but like I don't want
to.
I was gonna say Stormy, but at this point, I feel like we're just
She is
bombarded
the
with so many different.
Beyonce of network marketing.
I know.
Man. She's
Stormy,
so cool.
Stormy was definitely like one of my biggest like inspirations as well.
She is.
Anyways,
but
okay,
I-
enough said, guys.
yeah, it's
They're
just
all
never
going to be
taken
there.
away.
So
Are they?
imagine, yeah, especially Stormy. Imagine spending, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes just in a intimate scenario. And I know it seems like it's not going to be very intimate with 75 or 100,000 people on the line. Actually, it is. It's very intimate. I put on the giant screen on my TV. So, hook the computer up to the television. It's like, it's you and them. And it is intimate. And the reason it's intimate is because they're very authentic and very transparent. And that's what it takes to inspire the authentic you. And when that happens, that you can make anything happen. There's a version of you that needs to be expressed in this world. That's why you're here. And this can supercharge you. So what is that worth in dollars and cents? We're in the business of compounding time. So when do you want to wait for that to happen?
You don't.
Like, how about yesterday? The sooner you can get onto you, the better. The faster that can happen, the better. We're just going to be fanning the flames. I love listening to you guys. I'm super inspired. When I sat in the audience this Saturday, I did my 2 cents. My aligning with success. I know that like the back of my hand. But when I sat in the audience and listened to these three go up and talk about what they talked about, cash flow quadrants, I started my call tonight, by the way, just blabbing about you guys, bragging about you guys, because I just thought, damn, that was the best presentation I've seen in network marketing. That was so solid. I'm like, if you don't join, I actually said this on my call, you got to be an idiot. So I'm like, I shouldn't say that, but I did. Anyway, the truth of the matter is you guys are inspiring, and you have it in you to inspire a movement, because there's so many people out there that don't have a connection to who they are, or to a group of people who are so genuine and authentic that they don't feel comfortable enough allowing themselves to be who they are. You guys are creating that space. Nikken is just the platform. Network marketing is just the platform. It doesn't have to be more than that. It just turns out that it happens to be an amazing product line that literally transforms lives. If you heard some of the people on the call, I saw pictures on the call tonight. This woman, Savannah, by the way, psoriasis, like her feet were literally, skin was falling off. Three weeks with the sport bottle, and she showed the other picture. It's like baby's feet. It's unbelievable.
Oh, was she putting it on her skin?
No, she tried every cream in the world. She couldn't get anything to work.
was she
She started
putting
drinking the
wa-
sport bottle. She just
Ah.
drank the water from the sport bottle.
Yeah.
Can I get that in a testimony, please?
Yeah.
Well, that's on my call. I mean, you
I know,
have to
but can you
cut
ask
that
her to
part.
like,
She's French.
I
We
need
have
that.
to do French translation because she's French and we had they're translating her as she was telling us the story. But yeah, you can watch the call. Anyway, the point is, just imagine you have all of that plus a product line that actually kicks ass. That's a really amazing thing to have, and you can build a huge future on that. Anyway, I know you guys got a lot of things to talk about. I just want to chime in and see how it's going. And I have one request. I like announcing new advances in rank. I like making a point of saying, because right now Canada is absolutely blowing everybody out. So I like advancing ranks. I like Samantha advancing in rank so that we can brag about her in her 90-day journey, not even 90 days, and she hits silver. That's what we want to do. We want to help that become the rhythm of this group, where it's you get in and you get going and you start moving up the chain and bringing in more and more success. And so next in line is Sophia. I checked just now. I think you're about 2,000 points. That includes double PV. So if we get 1,000 points, guys, 1,000 points more in the coffers in that organization tonight, she's gold and I get to brag about it.
Already done. It's already done. Tomorrow's gonna be a fun day.
All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with that thought. And by the way, I've got 3 tickets left, 3 slots left for
Yes.
Do you see Tiana's message? Do you still have 3 after that?
I don't know. I have been on my call. Is she
Too.
asking for a ticket?
I would, yeah,
Yeah.
I would really love one if that's okay.
Okay,
Mike.
I'll get to that.
Email.
Also,
Wait,
can you
okay,
send the
I see
link?
it. I'll make sure that, Tiana, I'll make sure that Christian has that information.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, guys, see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, guys, so that being said, I know some of you don't live here, so that would be like you're getting this ticket for free. It's
Mhm.
invaluable. All that I would say is that if you are asking for the ticket, make sure you're taking the entire day and actually listening, because it's money that costs money and it's going to be really worth it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 111 on this clock. That's wrong. Anyways. And the second thing is that we are actually going to be having a viewing party on Sunday for people that do have access to come
Yeah.
in person. So that's going to be hosted at my dad's house. Elena, what time is it till?
I think it's still 5:30 on Sunday, 12 to 5:30. But yeah, it's
It's a short one.
it's the last day, so it's a shorter day. But I just think it would be cool for us all to like hang out and just like
Yeah.
get cozy and get inspired and do that
I
together.
still encourage you to watch it on Saturday though, because I think
I agree.
Saturday is probably going to be the best day,
I agree.
realistically.
So whoever wants to join the viewing party, let us know. Because I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, and to just hang out.
Get together.
Remind me what weekend it is again?
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
This one
Is
coming
it-
up. So it would be
is it-
Sunday the 5th.
Is it
Sunday
Friday,
the 5th,
Saturday,
and
and
Saturday as well.
It is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And then we
Friday,
can do the viewing party on Sunday and we'll have like food and maybe a bottle of wine. I don't know.
Fun.
Like
There's lots
all
to
I'd say
celebrate,
is like
so
tune
maybe some
in
champagne.
solidly one day. And if you're gonna choose one day, I would choose Saturday because that's probably gonna be the best day.
Okay. Then beyond that, the last thing I want to mention is kind of something to keep in the back of your mind, sorry, for next Monday. I think because we have, the team growing, we want to kind of come back to our bases and really talk about what kind of team culture, what type of, organizational culture it is that we want to create here. So I want you guys to all start to think about the kind of people you want to partner with and the kind of environment and space you want to be held within. So what are some of our cultural commitments? What are some of the things that you expect of yourself as well as of others that are showing up?
Values. What are your values?
Your values, what do you want this Sovereign Life movement to represent and to hold as their values?
What do you need from the team to inspire you? to
Yeah.
keep you motivated, to keep you going. And of course, that takes a choice as well. But we want to create an environment that helps you to grow in the best way that you can.
Yeah. So that's something we want to discuss next Monday for sure, as well as probably go through another training, especially with all the new faces, getting people up to speed. Maybe contact and invite, maybe a follow-up training. You guys can let us know too, like what you think you need a refresher on, what it is that you want to focus on. And then we'll kind of go from there. So
there is a contact and invite Zoom that's actually on the Sovereign Life
the call.
YouTube page. So and also I think you should be able to just send the drive in the chat and people can join rather than you having to add everybody. So do that instead. We'll get that going.
I will do. Also, guys, just so you both know, usually when I have somebody new join the team, I will always, after getting on that first call with them, send them the contact and invite training to review.
Yeah.
And also the how to sell a waterfall training.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also the how to like make the most out of our team schedule. Although I'm sure that one's going to need an update soon as we continue to evolve our team schedule.
Do we have a how to sell a waterfall video?
Yeah, that was the first training that we ever did.
Really?
So those are like the 3 trainings that I always send to new members because I think it gives you like a really great orientation into really like how to start growing your business.
Okay.
What was the third one?
How to use the team schedule because it's a tool in itself. I also want to get the group kind of feel on this, guys. I really want to start pouring into this team a little bit more. And something I'm being called to do is to add a mindset call to our weekly schedule. I'm thinking about maybe doing it on like maybe Sunday morning, something like some weekend type vibe, where we gather and do like a meditation together. And it's really all about like in-depth like mindset training. So let me know what you guys think about that because it's something I would love to like offer as part of our team. But then the thing is like, I obviously like want people to show up as well. So let me know if you're like, no, hell no, I'm never going to show up on a Sunday morning call or like a Saturday morning call, whatever we decide to make it. Then that's cool. Just say that. But if you're like, okay, no, I need this in my life, then let me know that as well.
Yeah. I mean, you got a glimpse of her Soap's meditation style at the event. And honestly, it's always like, I personally enjoy them just to get myself like feeling good.
It's something I realized, like mindset is like 90% of this business, honestly. Like you heard it from Sam when she told her story.
It could be like mindset / vision.
The first most key component was getting her belief system in the right place. And then once that was in place, then she actually had the motivation and the courage to go out and do the thing, to push past the fears. But until, you know, that piece was in place, nothing was going to happen. And that's really like the differentiating factor between those who succeed and those who don't. So I think that it's important that we dedicate like at least an hour every week in our, you know, our weekly rhythm to getting our mindset in the right place.
Yep, I agree. Okay, I think that's great. I do just want to leave it off reminding you guys that we have like a shit ton of incentives on the table this month with respect to double PV, never been done before, never heard of in our company. So leverage that like it's going out of style because it is. After December 17th, it's no longer existing. So that's number 1. Number 2, the sleep incentives. So 10%, what is it, cash back or
customers get 10% back on orders in the next month.
Okay.
And consultants get an extra 10%. So you get 30% on that sale.
Yes. So that's for anything sleep. So
rather than usually 20%, you get 30%.
Yeah. So that would be a great opportunity.
That means money.
Is it? And no, I don't think it's anything in regards to sleep. I think it's specifically the Nature's Fit and then alone or if you sell it as a pack.
Oh, okay. So it's a sleep pack or the fitted sheet.
Yeah.
To clarify. Okay. That's also till December 17th. Free shipping until December 17th. As well as some like Christmas specials. But for the most part, that's what exists, which is a lot of great, you know, opportunities for customers. And then again, for consultants in advancing in rank, as well as making some money this month. So get hungry.
I'm just wondering if there's like a list of all of, I know you guys just listed them off now, but if there's a list of all the promotions that are on until the 17th that I can refer back to.
I
Yeah,
think my dad sent in the chat today.
they should be
Um,
either
Oh, in our chat? Okay.
yeah, either
in
in
what chat?
Sovereign Life community or in SL Tools. If you're not in SL
I
Tools,
don't think she's
message
in
one of
our chat.
us. But just go, yeah, it should be in either the links or documents of either one of those chats. And then if you can't find it, just
Okay,
message us
thanks.
and we'll reshare.
yeah,
Cool.
and guys, are we all admins or like can only specific people be added in SL Tools? Because I was gonna say for
I'm
anybody
gonna put the
who has
link
a
right
member
now
that's
in our
joined with
chat.
them, make sure that they no, I can add as well. Oh, am I an admin?
I'm just gonna add
You can do invite group link and then share.
yeah,
it.
that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So make sure you join that.
Okay. Well, that's it for tonight, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Does
everyone.
anyone have any comments or anything they want to say before we end off tonight?
Questions or
Thank you all for coming.
I just want to say we threw such a great event, and everyone should be just giving themselves a big pat on the back for new team members. I love you so much, but I just got to recognize like the people who came together to like put this event together, because like I'm just so proud of us. Like, you know, when you do something like this, you never know what's going to happen. You know, you're afraid that like, you know, we had like a week till the event and we had like 10 tickets sold, and we're like, okay, well, like, you know, if it's just like a small event, then I guess that's what it is. But like, people came, you know, like we had such a great turnout, and now like our group is like growing and we're having so much momentum, and I'm so grateful that we came together and we did that. And yeah, I just want to reiterate that, because I'm like very, very, very grateful to be part of this. Like I look around at the faces on this call and I'm like, I love you all, you know. Like I'm like, I actually like, like it's so funny too, because when I first started my Nikken business, like you don't really know who of the people you know are gonna gravitate towards this. Like you might think it's just gonna be like you and your close friends, right? That's like the ideal we all have in our minds. But really it ends up being like people who you may have only been acquaintances with up until that point.
Yeah.
But then you realize you have such common values. And now as I'm working more with like Sam Santafonte and Sam Macri and Mia and Kat and Shelby and Moya, like and Zach, like Tiana, we're all Franny, like we're all like connecting and realizing like we have the same values.
Yeah.
And it's like at that point we have like a different level of connection, because it's not even just like, oh yeah, we've known each other for a long time. It's like we want the same thing out of life, you know. And that's why when I look at the people who are on our team, like it fills me with so much joy, because I honestly couldn't have picked a better team, you know. And it's not what I would have expected when I first got started. So you got to just keep an open mind when it comes to sharing, because you really never know who's going to come out of the woodworks and like gravitate towards the message.
I agree.
Okay, we're really over. So I'm
think
sorry
that-
about that.
No.
I just want to mention, do we want to stick to, because usually we do 8 p.m. for our calls. It was 7, it was 8, it was 9. Do we want to do 7 next week? Do we want to do 8 next week? Do we want to do 9?
I would say 8 or 9 on my end, but I don't know what everyone else feels.
Okay, I would prefer 8 p.m.
Yeah.
But
Drop in the chat right now, 8 or 9 p.m. Which
Yeah,
one you
just put a
prefer for
number.
Monday night calls?
so we know what the consensus you got. Okay.
Okay. Sam Macri put 8.
Okay.
I can't do
It looks like
everything.
8 is the consensus.
So 8 is what we'll be doing until.
That's okay, Mia. Come when you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you for
guys.
coming.
8
All
p.m.
right.
Yeah.
next week.
Sounds good. Okay.
Guys, all that.
Hi guys.
Bye. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.
Bye.